would support your decision. Ah, god damn it, it hurts, it hurts. If I had known it would be this painful, I wouldn't have played the tough guy. Regret, you're regretting it. My biggest miscalculation, though, was that the sound of the first gunshot was far quieter than I had imagined. If it was only that loud, it would be drowned out by the rain in the forest. It wasn't something that somebody far away could hear. Damn it. Wait, just wait. I don't want to die. I want to kill you. As long as we understand. Don't shoot, okay? Don't shoot. I have a wife waiting for me at home. I don't want to die. I won't shoot you as long as you do what I'm doing or none. Just quietly put your hands on your head and lay down. Will you really? Will you really? You'll keep your promise, right? It's a promise between men. I will. It's a promise between men. Keep your promise. Keep it. I'm going to get down on the ground, okay? I'm getting down. I'll keep my promise, so stop pointing that gun at me. You're still thinking of shooting me, aren't you? You want to shoot me, don't you? When I get down on the ground, you're just going to shoot me in the back of the head, aren't you? I won't. Fine. I'll put it away. Oh my god. I'll put the gun away. That's when you pull out yours and shoot them both. It's a promise between men. There. No problem, right? Yeah, absolutely no complaints. It was over in a flash. The moment he lowered his gun, Oishi didn't let his chance slip by. Hell yeah. The only time I appreciate Oishi. He fucking shoots. Oishi had been assessing the situation for quite some time behind the two men. You've let him get shot? Wow. What an asshole. Fucking let him fucking take a bullet in the shoulder. Ow! You let it happen? Oh, I was just assessing the situation. But since they had their guns trained on me, he didn't really have a chance to jump in. Yes, he did. Put one in the back of the head of what's-his-face. The dude turns around, Akasaka reaches for his gun, pulls it out, shoots him. Or just Oishi's fast enough just to shoot him and then turn and shoot the other guy. Seeing the look on Oishi's face, indicating that he wanted me to create an opening, I took on that role completely. Oishi forcibly lifted the arm that was holding the gun. He then took the gun from the man's hand in only an instant. The other man, who was a bit slow in grasping what was happening, pointed his gun at them, but with his ally grappling with Oishi, he couldn't pull the trigger. Oh, Oishi didn't pull his gun. He just grabbed the other guy's gun. If that man was the one that was wrestling with Oishi at that moment, he might have shot it without hesitation. But this man wouldn't shoot. He couldn't shoot. Oishi kicked the other man away, and while aiming the stolen gun with his left hand, pulled out his own. With guns akimbo, he was aiming at both men at the same time. I do believe that's checkmate. It was perfectly played. But heedless of the guns pointed at them, the men shouted scram as they scattered away at full speed. It was over in an instant. Those two running away without putting up a fight was honestly unexpected. Oishi quietly clicked his tongue in his admonishment, slipped both guns into his pant pockets. Ugh, those guys know their stuff. Huh? What do you mean? An officer won't fire at someone who's fleeing. Huh. I want to keep my pension here. They don't know that. I mean, this is the older times. You could have said anything. Though they would have been able to clearly tell the bullet came from the back. Oishi and I grinned at each other. Are you Toshiki Inugai, the grandson of the Minister of Construction Inugai? Yes. There's gonna be a major incident. We probably only cut the tail off the lizard, though. Oishi smiled amusedly. I still got shot. The fact that the Onikafuchi Defense Alliance, or rather the Sonozaki family behind them, was pulling the strings was apparent, but proving it wouldn't be easy. And with apologies to Oishi, this incident was unlikely to go public. If this caused an uproar, it would obviously lead to the minister losing his office, with HQ having decided that doing so was in the national interest. This would probably be cleaned up quietly. Again, the fucking issue remains. Wait, I lost my train of thought. God damn it. The issue remains, though, that, it's already been settled. It's over. It doesn't matter. I would have just, the Sonozaki family probably didn't I don't give a fuck about those two people. Fuck them. Make them struggle for the kid. It might be a rough way of saying it, but this was born in the shadows and was going to die in the shadows. Oishi probably already understood the implications behind this incident. For the time being, let's cordon off the area, since it seems that one of them still has a gun. After that, let's get Inu guy to safety and get you to the hospital. My fucking arm. As the tension in the situation faded, the pain from the gunshot wound in my shoulder blossomed once again. Oh, it hurts. As Oishi just fucking fingers my hole. Like the gun hole. Oh, doesn't this hurt? Oh, I'm an asshole. My forehead was also stinging painfully, and had grown hot enough to start a fire. You're an idiot. I would have just pulled my gun, and it would have been fine. Especially the guy who doesn't shoot. Fuck it. Because you could have probably laid down. Quit, quietly, once he, turns around. And then yell at him and say, hey, don't take another step or you're getting a bullet in the brain. He'd stop immediately. Thinking that the television had caused me to sweat... Oh, the tension. Television. What the fuck? Had caused me to sweat. I wiped my forehead, but what came off was a large amount of blood. I would have more anticipated... Obviously. I wouldn't have imagined sweat. I would have either imagined the rain or blood. I realized that my shirt had been stained bright crimson from the blood flowing from my head. Well, and your shoulder. I turned around and scarred the poor child for life, giving him terrible post-traumatic stress disorder. The boy was safe and sound, without a doubt. There would probably be an investigation on the men who ran, but that was for another day. At this point in time, I could safely say we had cleared the major hurdle of securing the boy's safety. As soon as I recognized it, it felt like the lights in my head had been hit by a power failure. My knees buckled from underneath me, the ground there feeling as soft as a cloud. It didn't feel unpleasant, even as I was covered in the rain-soaked mud. Oishi came closer, asked if I was okay, but somehow I couldn't tell. I turned off the switch to the last light in my head. He passed the fuck out. The exhaustion enveloped me, so his adrenaline rush is over. Now he's gonna feel the real pain of a fucking bullet hole. Once you have no sleep, something softer than any blanket wrapped around me. God, true exhaustion's the way. God. Nothing is worse than true exhaustion. And nothing feels better, though, than actually sleeping off that true exhaustion. Mission accomplished. A very kind person. Patients admitted to the hospital can only accept calls at fixed times. Oh, we're back in the hospital. That's why she wouldn't be receiving a call from him today. Yesterday she had teased him that he got lonely easily, so he might have struggled with the idea of calling her sooner. That was much easier to imagine, rather than that he might just be too busy to call. Because he's just that type of person. Yuki whispered that, smiled to herself. The announcement that visiting hours were over played over the hospital intercom along with some music. She exchanged pleasantries with the family of the patient that was staying in the same room as her. Okay. I was going to say, the patient in the room? I would have imagined, oh, this is, like, farther in time, like, back in time, I guess. I would have said, like, at least nowadays it would seem like pregnant women get their own room, I'd imagine. Because they kind of need different things than other patients. Probably eager for his mother to be discharged, their small child was wearing a beaming smile. That child's mother was pregnant in the bed next to mine, with what may be their next brother or sister. Oh, well, that makes sense that they're both pregnant. They were probably ready to burst with the expectations, dreams, and worries of having a new sibling. The joys of a growing family. Bathing in those warm feelings, I stroked my own belly, which had grown quite large. I talked with him about how many children we wanted to have. We talked about how if we had 3, it would certainly be lively. However, there was the inescapable worry of whether I would be able to handle giving birth that many times. Fucking 3 is a lot. Jesus Christ. Ultimately, in my future, it's up to her, of course, but I would say 2 would be my max. I wouldn't want more than that. Because just anything more, it's like, holy shit. There isn't a mother out there who would hate to give birth because of that worry, though. Yuki, smiling as she said that to herself, gently stroked her stomach. The Metropolitan Public Safety Division. The place where that man's sense of justice had led him. That person was actually a very gentle, very fragile person. He didn't talk much about the specifics, but I didn't think he was suited for the assignment he was on right now. But as long as he said he was going to try his best, I would watch over him warmly. Your father, you see, is a very hard worker, you know? Oh, God, no, fuck that. No. Nope. Not gonna do it. I refuse to do that. I'm also gonna talk to my child as a fucking adult, because that's how I treat everyone. Like, they're gonna be like 3, I'm gonna hand them a newspaper and say, oh, how's the stock markets look, young laddie? Oh, God, that would be so fucked up. Jesus Christ, that would be hilarious. No, but I mean, I'm just gonna talk to my child like that's a normal person. I don't know, I don't get the whole baby talk. I just don't. I don't understand it. I mean, I don't have children, so maybe that's why I don't understand. I just don't. Because why would I want to teach them something like that when I can teach them actual words and actual noises that are used in everyday speech? Yuki seemed to be enjoying herself as she talked to her own belly. At that moment, Yuki suddenly became concerned about something and looked out the window. What? What? It used to be this time. Long ago. She remembered that when she was little, around this time in the countryside where her grandmother lived, the Higurashi would fill the air with their chorus. Oh, don't tell me she's like cursed or something, like from Hinamizawa. That would be weird. This was the middle of Tokyo. Unlike in the countryside, you couldn't hear the song of the Higurashi. But for some reason at that moment, Yuki felt that she wanted to hear that song. I don't know, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. It kind of sounds a little bit off to me. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that. It sounds weird. At least to me. But I mean, the main problem I guess I had, though I'm acting like this fucking chapter, like the game's over. The game's definitely not over. Because, we still don't know if he lives. He could have died. They would have gone to the credit thing. Probably. Anyways. I mean, I understand what they were going for with the whole detective. I like this new perspective we got, though. Because, I was kind of getting tired of Keiichi. He's stupid. He served his point, I guess. Though I wouldn't be opposed if we ever went back to him, which I don't think we will, probably. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. I don't think we will. But even if we do, or don't, he served his purpose as his character was mainly the completely unbiased point of view, I guess, to show what's happening. And I think the answer arc, if I'm understanding it completely, or to the best of my ability so far, is that it's going behind the scenes of what was really going on and why they were going on. Though I doubt they're just gonna spoon feed me everything, because that'd be rather boring. I still like having certain things to figure out. But his whole purpose was being the unbiased point of view, and I like that point of view, even though in some chapters I disagree with his point of view, because it could have been a little better with how biased or unbiased he was. And I can't help but think, no, I'll save that for the actual review. I don't want to give away too much of my review that I'll be releasing on the question arc after this game is done. I'll be going over every single chapter arc thing, giving my individual ratings for each, and then the question arc as a whole of how they stacked up against my personal opinion, and what they could have done better, and what I hope to see in the future. I want to say could do better, because that's the same thing. Anyways. But the whole point of this one, I feel, is also it's giving a sense of background to the whole, because they've kind of shrouded this time period in mystery. They haven't gone into detail of what really happened back then. So it's kind of going back to what the real environment was like with the protest and such like that. Because we get that it's violent, it was the villagers coming together, but we didn't actually see what their methods were or how they treated people. But for the most part, if you're a regular tourist, it seems like they were pretty friendly. Like when Akasaka did arrive. But they could have just been putting on a front because they knew he was already the public safety guy. Probably. But if they didn't know, then that's interesting. Because the police were framing it as they were angry with every outsider. But it seems they were more than willing to welcome him in to talk about their propaganda, of course. But it seems they were more welcoming than what some people, like Oishi, will say about the village, about not being welcoming. But the way Akasaka, as a character I perceived him as, is he's a very morally just person. Almost, I don't want to say cheesy superhero type, but he kind of is. I mean, that's just how he is. That's just how he's written. Sure, because he doesn't really have that many flaws, it seems. He does have certain flaws, but he's extremely smart, young. He doesn't do anything that would lead to any undue consequences. Because my main issue with this last little section was him not shooting. I would have shot to save my own life. Because I'm a selfish person. He is not a selfish person. That's true. He was going to give his life for that child. And that's respectable. That is definitely respectable. Had he not seen Oishi and he wasn't there, he would have probably died. But that's at least what I think. I could be wrong with that assessment, of course, but I think that he would have died. And he would have accepted that. Sorry about that. But I mean, that's just the difference between me and him. I'm not as saintly as him. I'm not as morally upright. I'm more of a realist. And I commonly say my life is more important than, say, that person's life. And I generally do believe in that sentiment. And I think everyone should have that sentiment about their own life. Because it's the one thing you can't get back. You can't do anything else. Once you give up your life, it's game over. Unless reincarnation exists, and that would be dope. That would be awesome. I would love to be born into the future again. Oh shit. Because the way technology is going, I want to live forever. I want to be in this technological era that's just quickly moving forward. I want to be a part of that. So if I could somehow just cryogenically freeze myself right now and then thaw out in, say, the next 30 years, oh, that would be perfect. That would be the best thing ever. But, I mean, it's hard not to think selfishly, I guess. People say selfishness is a bad thing. I don't think it is. I think it's important. It gives perspective of what's really important in life. That people overrate being selfless. You know, giving everything you have for other people, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's all well and good. Except in this situation. What if they didn't have the conduct of no needless killing? He would have died. Because he was being stupid. The first guy probably wouldn't have killed him because he was weak. He's soft, like he said. The other guy would have killed Oishi. Which would have led to the next series of parts with him getting shot in the shoulder. And then probably dying. Because he wouldn't have cared. Actually, no, he probably would have been shot in the head. After being challenged or something. Or shot more vilely. Shot straight in the stomach. Because a stab-proof vest really isn't going to protect against a bullet. It just isn't. Unless it's like really weak caliber, and then it could kind of protect against it. But it's still going to not be good. Either way, the point being that Akasaka is kind of the reason to why they got fucked. Because he could have just ended the situation immediately by pulling his gun. But he didn't. And it kind of led to that unfolding the way it did. Him getting injured, possibly for life. I mean, a shot to the shoulder can be pretty damn devastating if he doesn't get it treated quick enough. Especially depending on where he was shot. Because it can really fuck up your rotator cuff. Like, it can really screw with your whole arm movement in general. He's going to be losing a massive amount of blood from being struck in the head and being shot. And it's just... It's hard sometimes to relate to those characters, but I do respect what he was doing. You know, protecting the child and all that, because it is easier just to say, man, fuck this child. I want to live. But I probably would have, honestly, because if you do look, he has a wife who's getting ready to give birth. What's the difference between not doing your job and getting fired and dying? There's a huge one. One, you have a potential of getting another job. The other, you don't. The other, you have a potential of finding success in another career and, you know, helping out with the family. The other, not. The other, that she takes a job while you take care of the child. The other, not. The whole thing, there is no solution for her in the future. She is then a single mother. And then you're fucked. Well, no, her family, the whole family's fucked. Because then they have to start taking care of that undue burden. Because you were trying to be a hero. No, he wasn't trying... Was he trying to be a hero? Maybe. I can't really judge his character. What I can judge is he was doing his job. To, I say, an unnecessary degree. And I think that they could have, he could have just said, fuck this part. Fuck it. But I'm going to actually start wrapping it up here because now I'm going on this fucking tangent of being selfish in this chapter and why it would have helped him out better. Because he wouldn't have had nearly as much injuries. Nearly as much. Hell, even if he did everything up up until the whole point where he's pointing the gun at him. Had he, one, not been kicked, he lifted his head up or gone off of his leg in time, and been able to pull his gun first, the dude wouldn't have shot no matter what. He just wasn't going to shoot. But the overconfidence in Oishi is what really screwed him over in the first place. But they were able to save in the future, in the past. Even though I don't know why the dude didn't just fucking kill Oishi in the first place. I would have. Or I would have at least bound him. You know, like tied his hands behind his back once he's unconscious. All that stuff. Fuck it, why not? What's the worst that would happen? You lose, 10 minutes of your life. Either way, it works out. But the problem being... Well, no, I don't want to fucking ramble on anymore. Fuck it, I'm done rambling. Anyways, thank you guys for watching so far. Now of recording this, I don't know if I'm going to make my update video. I need to, because it's important. But I really don't want to. Just because I know it's going to be a long one. Probably. I'm going to try to make it shorter. Hopefully. I'll try to make it shorter. If not, then fuck me. It's going to be a long one. Though, probably by the time this goes up, it will probably already be out. If not out, then I lied to you at some point. Sorry about that. But you would have already known that. Thank you guys for sticking with me through everything so far. Channel's had an amazing growth so far. And it can't have been without you guys supporting it full-heartedly. Make sure to keep sharing it on any social media you own, because you'd be surprised how much it actually gets around, and how fast it can get around, and it's amazing. Because the more people that see it, the more people that view it, the more people that come, give it the support, the higher up it gets on the search bars and such like that. The more comments, the more likes, the longer watch period, it gets ranked up higher on YouTube's algorithm bullshit. Which I could manipulate algorithms and do 10-minute videos because, fuck people, I want money. But no, I don't. Because I'd rather give you a nice long, almost television-like episode for, free. Fuck it. I'm never gonna charge anyone for sure. Oh, P.S. YouTube Red fucking pisses me off. It's like, get the fuck over yourself. You're not important enough to make me pay for no ads. That's what fucking ad blocker's for. And I don't shame anyone who uses ad blocker. Fuck it, I use it. I love it. Even though I just started using it, I'm like, holy fuck. It's so much easier to do shit now. Holy shit, it's amazing. Because you gotta love the people that put in like 5 ads in a video. It's like, get over yourself. What are you? Yeah, I get it that you want to make this your job and all, but get the fuck over yourself. You're not that important. Oh, if it's like more than 2 or 3 like ads before I got ad blocker, I'm fucking advertising that shit. I don't give a fuck. Before I got it, it was like, I would always just immediately click off and say, fuck you. You don't deserve it. You're just being a money-grubbing whore. And that can be both, whoever. I'm not singling out any one YouTuber in general. It can be applied to anyone who does that. There's a lot. There's a lot of people that do it. And it's stupid. But, they're just taking advantage of the algorithm and how the average attention span is. And I can look at mine and know exactly the average amount of time people spend on my videos. I could put it at that and get, get pushed up immediately. And it would be stupid because the video length would be just so nonsensically short. It wouldn't make sense for anything I do. I feel that if it's under 15 minutes, what's the point of having the video up? It's a waste of time. Because if it's like 4, 5, 10, anywhere from 10 minutes and under, I feel like it has to be a very specific kind of video to warrant that. If it's not, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's a waste of time. What are you doing? It's fucking useless. But that's why I'm never gonna fucking monetize, probably. I never will. Fuck it. And I'll put it down in stone. Why not? Down in stone, I won't monetize these videos. Down in stone, because I'm not gonna become a fake YouTuber. Fuck that. The most I'll ever fucking get is probably about 30. At most. Maybe 50. If I'm lucky. So that's why I'm gonna say fuck it. There's no point in putting ads up when I can get $63 a year at most. What's the point of that? I mean, yeah, it's $63, which I've looked at that. I'm like, that wouldn't be bad. But I'd rather you guys enjoy free content and know that, you know, I'm doing this because I want to, not because I want money. That's the difference. So that's why I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart that you guys watch my content and that you appreciate my content. And make sure to hit that notification, hit the bell, whatever the symbol you want to call it. It's a bell, I guess. It's next to my name and the subscription. Saying you're subscribed, there's a little bell icon. Turn on notifications so you're guaranteed. Because in the video that I may or may not have done, I would have already explained this, but I'll explain it again. YouTube being YouTube is fucking over people being subscribed. And I've already been affected by it, which I've already talked about it. So, I want to make sure you guys get my content and don't get fucked over and miss it. I will always publish a video a day. Always. Every single time, unless I specifically say I'm not posting on this day. Or give it plenty of advance. So if you don't see my video for the day, something's up. You'll know YouTube's fucked up, or I'm in some bottomless hole somewhere, or kidnapped or been shot. That, you know, I'm going to be, every single time, 100% of the time, I will have a video up a day, at about the same time, every single day. If not more. That's just how I roll. Never expect anything less. Because, you keep those expectations low. Just always assume one video, though. Always assume. But make sure you get notified just in case, though. Because I don't want people getting fucked over, getting auto-unsubbed and all that shit. Not getting it in their subscription feed or in the featured videos, all that shit. Because they've been fucking with shit, and I don't want that to affect my videos. I'm already a small channel, why make it even harder for me? But to the people that do get the notification, and to the people who subscribed already, thank you very much. And if you make it to this end of the video, and you aren't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that sub button, please. Get notified. I would greatly appreciate it. And I would personally give you a handshake or a hug, your personal preference, if I ever met you in public. Oh, no shit though. I would give anyone a handshake. If they were sub to me, fuck yeah. Hug or handshake, you get to choose. You want both? Sure, why not? I don't give a fuck. Fuck, I'll give you $20, why not? No, I'm not paying people for fucking subscription. That would be stupid as fuck. I'll tell you to get over yourself. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And stay tuned for the next episode. I guess I have a feeling it's starting to wind down. Probably not as much as... Probably still has a little bit left to go, but it's starting to wind down now. See you guys next time.